Canton Centre Mall, also known as the Mellett Mall, was a shopping mall that opened in 1965 and closed in 2022. If you've clicked onto this video, then you know what today is. It's Monday, Mall Madness. Every Monday I'll be releasing a new video on a defunct or maybe not so defunct mall and its history. Make sure you stick around to the very end of the videos. I'd like to see if you, the viewer, are paying attention. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for my latest mall video, defunct store, occasional throwback Thursday, or soda history. Leave a suggestion about a future video or memories of this mall. Thanks. The mall's history goes far back beyond 1965 though, way back to the year 1926. The name Mellett was in honor of a Canton newspaper journalist named Donald Ring Mellett, who was murdered by the Canton mob way back in 1926. After World War II, a housing development of barracks were built on the land in what is now Canton Centre. In the early 1960s, the property owners, a joint venture of residents of a World War II era housing development, pooled their assets and formed a corporation known as Mellett Homes. Their great achievement was planning and building a single-level open-air mall that was to be built on 38 acres of the former residential project. The site was located 2.5 miles west of Canton's Central Business District in the southwest quadrant of the city. This plot had been named in honor of Canton's gang-busting newspaperman Donald Ring Mellett, who was gunned down by the mob in 1926. The first operational Mellett Mall store was a two-level, 158,000 square foot JCPenney, which was dedicated on May 26, 1965, with a freestanding auto center. The new open-air mall held its mall-wide grand opening with 32 operational stores on August 18th. When fully leased, the complex had 48 stores and services. On August 18, 1965, the Mellett Mall opened for business. The new open-air mall featured small stores such as F.W. Woolworth, Fannie Farmer Gray's Drug, a Montgomery Ward catalog store, Holiday Shoes, National Shirt Shops, Richmond Brothers Menswear, Kroger, and an A&P supermarket, as well as a Sherwin-Williams. Camelot Music opened their second store at the Mellett Mall in 1966. Expansions were announced in October of 1965 and February of 1966. These would extend the shopping complex onto an adjacent 14-acre tract. The $3 million project would add a two-level, 116,000 square foot O'Neill's at the south end of the complex. O'Neill's also had an underground parking garage. The project enclosed the existing mall courts and concourses that opened on February 15, 1968. The second project, with a $15 million price tag, would bring a two-level, 150,000 square foot Montgomery Ward and fully enclose the east wing that debuted on August 22, 1968. A roof was also installed over the original shopping concourse. Mellett Mall covered approximately 750,000 leasable square feet and contained 61 stores and services. The General Cinema Corporation Mellett Mall Cinema showed up first featured on December 20, 1968. The theater reopened as the Mellett Mall Cinemas 1 and 2 on November 2, 1973. Mellett Mall was then presented with... In October of 1970, the Mellett Mall was presented with a major competitor, the Belden Village Mall. The Mellett Mall didn't really seem to worry at first with the competing new fully enclosed Belden Village Mall. The mall was popular throughout the late 60s and throughout the 1970s. You may have remembered stores like Brettian's Restaurant, Ohio Tuck Shop, Orange Julius, Petrie's Shoes, Radio Shack, Winkleman's Ladies Wear, Zales, Zwick's Department Store, and even Winston Shoes. March of 1981, the Mellett Homes Corporation had apparently had enough of the mall business, as it sold the mall to Forest City Development Company. But by the 1980s, business declined and several changes happened to the mall. The Mellett Mall Cinema closed and then reopened briefly in 1985, and then closed again due to a refusal to pay rent. Forest City was planning a major mall renovation. The project was officially announced in October of 1987. As part of the $16 million remodeling, mall entrances would be updated, a 10-bay food court at the north end of that mall was created, multiplex cinema built, and new flooring, lighting, skylights, and restrooms installed. Essentially, the whole mall was renovated. Moreover, JCPenney would add 30,000 square feet to their second floor. In February of 1988, a contest with a prize of $500 was held to rename the mall. Mellett Mall soon became the Canton Centre on March 16th. An official mall rededication was held on November 16th, which included marching bands, strolling musicians, fashion shows, and a food court ribbon cutting. The revitalized mall now housed 87 stores and services including arts, jewelry, Learners, Spencer's Gifts, The Gap, and KB Toys. One customer noted that the name change to the Canton Centre was meant to demonstrate that the mall was in the center of Canton to a degree. This name change was disliked by people that felt Don Mellett should still have the mall named in his honor. In January of 1989, O'Neill's closed. It was reopened as a rebranded May Company of Ohio. The General Cinema Corporation's Canton Centre 8 was constructed in the southeast parking area, which replaced the existing Twin Cinema and opened for business on January 26, 1990. In the 1990s, the mall's reputation took a major plunge when Belden Village's popularity continued to rise. Canton Centre Mall corridor started to become emptier and emptier. In January of 1993, May Company closed. It reopened and rebranded as Kaufmann's. Soon after, a second retail rival was completed. The Strip Power Center opened in November of 1996. Intense competition was also being provided by the Belden Village Mall, and by the 21st century, Canton Centre was in a downward spiral. In the year 2000, the 8-screen cinema was closed. In 2001, Montgomery Ward closed as a result of the chain's bankruptcy. Eventually, things hit rock bottom. Canton Centre was auctioned off in September of 2001 and sold again in October of 2004. The new owners, the New York City-based Nassimi Realty Corporation, started a demolling. The Ward store and the East Wing were torn down along with the multiplex cinema. A single-level, 200,000 square foot Walmart Supercenter was built, which welcomed first shoppers on April 13, 2005. Walmart was freestanding and didn't really physically connect with the adjacent shopping center. In September of 2006, Kaufmann's closed. It reopened and rebranded as a Macy's, but less than 2 years later, Macy's would close in February of 2008. Early the next year, construction started on converting the front food court area of the mall into a lifestyle center. By 2009, intentions to renovate the exterior of the JCPenney and subdivide the mall into more of a strip mall space was announced. By the 2010s, the 433,500 square foot Canton Centre was being promoted as a power center. The interior shopping concourse was closed to the public. The complex had been in the throes of a protracted second demolling for several years. In 2010, a Phase 1 reworking converted the vacant food court at the front of the mall into a block of outward-facing stores. In June of 2011, it was announced that the vacant O'Neill, Kaufman, and Macy's was to become a VXI Global Solutions call center. This plan was eventually abandoned, though. Another proposal to repurpose the vacant store as a self-storage facility fell through in 2021. Walmart, JCPenney, and a mini power strip were left standing. Demolition of the abandoned sections of the mall commenced in December of 2024. The real death of the Canton Centre can be contributed to many things. First, the Belden Village. Whenever a new mall is built nearby a pre-existing one, it typically causes trouble for the existing mall. Not only did the Mellett have to compete with Belden Village, but also the Rolling Acres Mall was 30 minutes away. Congratulations! You made it this far into the video.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
So let's see how close you were paying attention to my video. So how many anchor stores closed or changed their names at this mall? So if your answer is 5, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. So what do you remember about this mall? Leave a comment or some more details that I may have missed, or maybe even a suggestion for a future mall video you would like to see. Don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions. Thanks for watching.